The fire truck pulls up, and its ladder reaches all the way up to the window. Someone inside is waiting for help. Why do fire trucks need ladders that tall? Let's find out. You hear a loud wail and see bright red lights flashing down the street. Cars pull over, people stop to stare, and something huge comes roaring past. That rolling giant is on a mission. It's not just any truck, it's built for speed, packed with gear, and painted so everyone can spot it in a heartbeat. Fire trucks are about as long as two cars parked in a line, and they need every inch of space for their life-saving job. Inside, the crew has to move fast. Heavy coats, tall boots, and solid helmets sit right by their seats, ready to grab in a flash. Each firefighter slides into their gear before the truck even rolls out. There's a seat for every team member, and nothing gets left behind. The inside of a fire truck is like a giant toolbox on wheels. Every tool, jacket, and mask has its own spot, so no one wastes a second searching. Here's the cool part. Everything stays put, even when the truck zooms around corners. Once the team is strapped in, it's time for action. But how do they tackle giant fires? Let's check out the super tools packed inside. Fire trucks carry hoses that look like super long garden hoses, but these are much thicker and way stronger. Each hose is rolled up tight in its own compartment, ready to spray water across a whole front yard in seconds. There's a giant tank right inside the truck. Some can hold as much water as a small swimming pool. If that's not enough, firefighters can hook their hoses to a fire hydrant for even more water power. Here's something wild. The ladder on a fire truck can stretch longer than a giraffe lying down. Some ladders can reach windows higher than a basketball hoop stacked on top of a school bus. Every tool, from axes to first aid kits, sits in a special spot so the crew can grab what they need in a flash. When the fire truck stops, every second counts. Let's see what happens when the team jumps into action at an emergency. As soon as the fire truck screeches to a stop, firefighters leap out ready for action. One team rushes to the side compartments, pulling out hoses and snapping them onto hydrants or the big water tank. Others grab heavy gear, axes for breaking down doors, and first aid kits for people who need help right away. If someone's stuck high up, a firefighter climbs the ladder, sometimes reaching higher than a house's roof, to bring them down safely. Every person has a job, and they work together like a super fast team. That's how they help people and animals, even in tricky places. Here's something you might not know. The fire truck itself works like a mini rescue station, packed with tools for almost every emergency. It lets firefighters save the day, right there on the street. Now you know all about what's inside a fire truck and why it's so important. Fire trucks are loaded up for any emergency. They carry everything from heavy gear to ladders as long as a school bus. Whenever you hear a siren, a brave team is racing to help, and their truck is like a superhero on wheels. Today, you found out how fire trucks help save lives and keep us safe every day. There's always more to explore, so see you next time for another adventure.